Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is short and sweet today, a little bit on the light side, and I hope it'll bring a smile to your face. This is first, though, a story that I think we got down to the answer on it. Somebody had tweeted out that his mom had sent them the article that was out by Decrypt. This is actually a new report, and it really made the rounds on Twitter today. It sparked a lot of headlines and articles that ran saying 98% of the XRP transactions are empty. And he was worried how to explain this on Mother's Day weekend. So David came to the rescue and replied that he believed it. Yet transactions are so fast and cheap on the ledger that it has so much capacity, there is little incentive not to submit near zero value transactions. So not long ago, 50% of all the public decentralized ledger transactions were on the XRP ledger. And then a little bit later, he continued that some have argued we should raise the minimum transaction fee from 0.00001, 4 zeros there, to something more significant to reduce the transaction spam. If you remember, in the summer, someone had spent a lot of money and effort to spam the network and was unsuccessful. So maybe it was a good test to show the resiliency, but I think, have the answer there. All right, I revisited this particular ad that Ripple has posted recently, and it is for a newly created role, a VP of marketing at Ripple. And the person is going to report to the senior vice president of marketing, who then reports directly to the CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. Now, she is looking for someone who is first rapidly able to scale the marketing funnel. This funnel is when you take the leads, which hopefully go to a signed deal. And if you can really create this experience through the process that can drive loyalty and brand awareness down to your client, then even sometimes your customers will be able to extend that brand awareness for you. As we just saw from the BTC Market Exchange CEO, they are an on-demand liquidity exchange in Australia, and they just gave a really great testimonial, many testimonials to the advantages of being an on-demand liquidity provider and how it is benefiting them. So that's kind of how that brand extension can reach beyond just the company doing it. And then secondly, this person has to be able to talk to diverse audiences, meaning they have to be able to change their language and their style. Sometimes you'll be sincerely talking to a Wall Street person, or you'll have to at times, according to this ad description, you'll have to talk to some rogue influencer that is on the SNS platforms like Twitter or YouTube or what have you. And I don't think that's so easy to do. Yeah, not as easy as you might think. And then the third thing they're looking for is, in addition to many things actually, but the three key components. The third is to lead and test the B2B2C brand. And that is one of the most complicated and biggest challenges, is when you have multiple audiences in your brand awareness. So you thought that they're just only selling to payment providers and banks. No, think again. They are also talking to the consumers who benefit from the businesses who use the Ripple technology and the on-demand liquidity from the digital asset XRP. So who is this she who is looking for this person? That would be Monica Long. She is the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Ripple. I think she has one of the toughest jobs in the space. Think about it. A big chunk of the Ripple customers have been caught up in metals Price manipulation, money laundering, creating fake accounts. They've been bailed out at times. They are also part of executive management teams that take home millions in salaries, bonuses, and have golden parachutes. I'm sorry, but not on the top of the popularity contest. And then you have a sea of these tone-deaf Bitcoin maximalists who are forever making it their point to make this project look like a scam. And then there's a majority of people still around the world who are outside of the cryptocurrency space who do think it is a scam. And not only that, they think it's used to break the law, or even worse yet, they think it's rat poison. So let us not forget, as you try to weed through the very tall grass that is about creating a clear message, you've got these conspiracy theories and the insiders. One that looks like a bear, or another guy in a green suit with a smart looking bowler hat, which, by the way, Ripple Riddler, I miss you. And yes, you have the Ronin and the Ona Bugesha. For whatever reason, those have left the corporate life and they're free to say anything they like on these SNS platforms that sometimes scale to an audience of more than 1 million people in 1 week. Scary. So you want to build liquidity, trust, and utility in what is very often a dysfunctional space. Well, it sounds like fun, exciting, and world-changing, but you have to admit it's a very difficult task. Back in July, Monica was on a podcast with John Hugh. It was good. She said something that struck me. Brand can be as important as your product. And I think she's right. And you can cite many successful examples where the brand awareness for Ripple has really worked. Let me show you what I think is a good example. This is runs on Ripple. These 3 words seem to really resonate with people. And then, of course, you have the Ripple Drop videos. All the episodes are good, and I'm enjoying like everyone else is. And I think this is a great extension of brand that's very powerful. And then you have the swell events, which I don't know anything about. Some of you who have followed me for a while will understand that inside joke. And then you have the customer video stories, which I think were very, very touching and really worked. But the most favorite that I have that's brand new to date is the Blockstars podcast. I don't know whose brainchild this was, but it's good. And why do I think it's so good? Well, because you're highlighting one of the most powerful brands Ripple has, and that's David. So you can see how complicated this gets. Here you have a CTO that is very much a part of the brand awareness. And quite frankly, I think it's a lot of responsibility. And he's a pirate. Yeah, this is a great piece of art that was done by a community member. You can find him on Twitter at WGHOOP. Yeah, it's a really great piece of work. And I want to thank David very much for taking the time today to answer that tweet. That was an important reply. All right, everybody. Told you this is going to be short and sweet today. We are jumping to the fluff, and we're sticking to pirates. So did you know that Japan had pirates? Yes, famous ones too. The heyday was during the Warring States period, that is before 1600. And actually, it dates all the way back to the Heian period. So you've got a very, very, hundreds of years of piracy. This is one such famous samurai pirate. His name is Murakami Takeyoshi. And he was born in 1533. And as the head of the Noshima Murakami pirates, he was involved in a lot of piracy. And he was based in an area of Japan that was out from a small island called Noshima, and it is in the Seto Inland Sea. Here's a map. So here you have Japan, all right? You've got Hokkaido on the top. You come down through Aomori, Akita, Tohoku. Fukushima is around here, and then you come to Tokyo, and then head towards Osaka and Kyoto in the Kansai region. And right here near Shikoku, this is the inland sea. And then the cutout, you can see how tiny that island is. Actually, it's quite small. There's only 3,000 residents at the current time. And it has unlikely been created as an art hub. Now, this is not about art. We're sticking to pirates, but I just need to tell you that if you are interested in art, the whole island has been created, has been, created as a mecca for art. It is dotted with open sculptures, museums, and the masters from Europe to contemporary art installations. It's quite something. Okay, but like I said, this fluff is sticking to pirates. On that island, there is also Japan's most extensive samurai collection. And in this collection, on the shrine, which is at Oyazumi Jinja, Oyamazumi Jinja, there is the famous armor of another pirate. So you only thought the pirate were men? No, there were also some women. And I would be careless if I didn't mention Tsuruhime. She is a sea woman who wore this armor, and it's on display at that shrine. And she did die in battle, but she fought along the soldiers. And her very special blue thread, iron, leather, copper, and lacquer protective armor is now an important cultural property. And if you're interested in that, you can go to that island and visit. I think it's one of the best collections the whole country has. But now, if we're really going to talk about pirates, we have to talk about how they got around. And what they used is a boat that looked like this. There was actually 3 sizes. This is the largest size. And the vessel was used, this particular one, for major missions. It was propelled by dozens of rowers, and the bune, or ship, was called the O Ataka. And it's named after the verb takeru, which means to rage or to be fierce. And if you notice, there's no deep keel on these boats. They were designed for domestic coastal combat, so they didn't go out to sea. And they would range anywhere from 30 to 50 meters long. So you can figure up to a little over 100 feet in length, quite large. And there are some that have been built to scale in Japan. This is one. You can kind of see the detail. It looks very durable, well built, and has a unique style, I think. All right, everybody. Yeah, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.